If they told me, all right, Sarah, so-and-so's picked you for men, yeah, they were eating iMache, babes. One second, guys, you know, I've got to do my bit for society, you know, make sure I cast my vote. I think they said we have until 10:15, so let me just quickly vote. Perfect, voted. So I'll let you guys know at the end who I voted for. You probably already know who I voted for anyway, but let's get into today's review. So hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. So let's get into it, because as always, I have words. When don't I have words? Literally all the time. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We're on the road to 29k and by the grace of God, road to 30 very soon. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, get cozy and comfy with a hot Ribena or a drink of your choice, and let's get into today's review. So let's start off with Joey at the pit looking down. Guys, I told you yesterday's review, lonely at the pit, lonely, because Joey Essex is what? Joey Essex is an actor, a seasoned reality TV star. In his all white, come on bro, come on, close it up. Anyway, Ayo now came up to approach him, and guys, I was actually very surprised because I said, wow, is that Ayo giving good advice? It 100% was. So Ayo was literally just like, you know, how you're feeling is how Samantha felt, how you're feeling is how Samantha felt for the entire time that you and Grace are here in the villa. But I was thinking, wow, Ayo, yeah, really talking sense over there. But obviously he was saying that he just feels really bad, like, but at the end of the day, you know, I wasn't the guy for her, Ayo. Like, at the end of the day, like, she wasn't for me, I wasn't for her, but I just don't feel like we ended on the best of terms, and I just want her to be happy, you know what I mean? I just want her to be happy. But nothing more to discuss there other than the fact that, one, I do feel like out of it, like you guys mentioned it in yesterday's review as well in the comments, it is absolutely diabolical that Jess has stayed in that villa. That Samantha was even done before, that anyone has even been dumped before Jess. Okay, but I did feel like with the whole Joey and Grace situation, which I'm going to also speak about in today's review, it was best for Samantha to go. There was, yeah, nothing was ever going to change, and I don't feel like she would have given any other guy a chance, because like I said, I think her downfall was putting all of her eggs in Joey putting all of her eggs in the Joey Essex basket. Cool. Now moving on to the girls, they now went to go and see Grace, and she said, you know, at the end of the day, she didn't want to send her home, and they were like, no babe, honestly, like, it wasn't you, you're not the reason that she went home, like, at the end of the day, what happened and everything. And then Jess and Nicole now went off for another conversation, both laughing and crying at the exact same time, because you guys know her, Samantha and Nicole were the boss beads of the villa. But they were pretty much just saying that, you know, we have to be strong. They were like, we have to be strong for Samantha, because at the end of the day, Samantha left here with her head held high. I was just thinking, guys, relax. She will be fine. Now moving on to Harriet and Sean having a conversation. She of course said that she's quite happy that she has a friend in the villa, which I'm very happy as well at too, because I actually do like Harriet and Sean's friendship. They don't seem to bother anyone, and they seem to just be there for each other. But she was saying that her story with Ronnie isn't over. I don't know why Harriet is still saying that, and I'm going to get into that later on in this review anyway, but I don't know why anyone is holding on to Mr. Yaki in that villa. Like, why are you letting this guy stress you out? Why is anyone letting Ronnie stress them out? When someone can give me an answer, I will Monzo you £10, because I don't know why any of these babes are stressing out over this guy. Now, at the same time, Ronnie and Teethfany were having a conversation, and he pretty much said he's going to pull Harriet to for a chat and say that his intentions are 100% with Teethfany. Now, he didn't, which we're going to get into shortly anyway. But once again, I don't know why anyone is taking Ronnie seriously. And what I said yesterday still stands in terms of Ronnie and Teeth's conversations. It doesn't give anything. It gives very bland, only boiled, no seasoning, no grill, no nothing. Their conversations just seem really empty, quite artificial, inauthentic. Like, I don't see Ronnie and Tiffany like, oh my gosh, Ronnie and I don't get that vibe from them, and it's definitely not given that. Now, at the same time, Joey and Grace are having a conversation in the house. This interaction was a bit interesting to me. So of course they were in the house, they were like maybe like the stair, where the stair area is, and Grace obviously brought up the fact that, you know, oh yeah, like at the end of the day, you know, everything that happened, like maybe you should have just tried your best to really get to speak to Samantha and everything like that. I don't know why Grace brought that out anyway. Side note, I think I say this in every review, Grace is a babe, and I don't know what it is, she has an aura, and I don't know, she's a babe. gorgeous girl, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Now, obviously, Grace was saying maybe, you know, going to try and speak to her in the room wasn't the best. And then obviously, like, you just walked off in front of everyone. And Joey was just like, well, what else was I supposed to do? Like, she literally said she didn't want to see me. Was I supposed to stand there and continue trying to talk to her? Like, I didn't really have... You know, I really couldn't do anything else. And she was just like, yeah, but dramatically, like, you didn't have to dramatically walk off. And then they agreed that they don't like it when each other, or when they bicker with each other, and then hugged it out. I think he gave her a kiss on the cheek. Did I really understand the interaction there? No, but I do feel like maybe Grace just kind of wants to not necessarily come across as caring, like she isn't caring, but just, you know, oh, by the way, I do feel for Samantha and I just want to let you know how I feel. But I don't think it was worth a conversation with Joey. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think, but I didn't really understand that interaction at all. Now, moving on to Nicole and Kieran on the terrace. Not much to discuss, so let's move on. I don't want you to think that I hate them, guys. I really don't. I just don't. I don't know what to really discuss about them. Like, that's just the reality. Now, moving on to Harriet and Ronnie now having a conversation. So he pretty much said that, you know, he really is interested in getting to know Teethfany, but also he really wants to continue getting to know her as well, which is completely different to everything you just said maybe 5 minutes ago, where you said to Teeth that, you know, I just want to, I'm going to close things off with her because I just want to be solely focused on you. Now, Harriet was now asking, you know, now that you guys are in a couple, like, what are you going to do tonight in bed? And it's a conversation and a topic and a question that a lot of them ask when they like someone who they are not physically in a couple with. I find it quite weird, if I'll be honest with you, like, oh, what are you going to do tonight? So are you going to kiss in bed? Are you guys going to spoon? I just think, personally, for me, I just think it's a bit much. But he said, obviously, like, no, he's just going to, no kissing on it or anything. He's just going to sleep on it because, you know, almost insinuating to Harriet that he needs to still make up his mind. Whereas when he was speaking to Teeth, he was just like, yeah, I just completely want to be for you. So Ronnie has always given me this vibe anyway. I don't think it's surprising. I keep telling you guys, he's actually there for a lad's holiday and also for a tan. Now, he did just tell Harriet that he wasn't going to kiss her in bed, aka Teeth's in bed, but we know that he went straight into the villa after and he ended up giving Teethfany a little smooch. Now, keep that in mind because the following day a conversation happens regarding that. But once again, I'm kind of over, I feel like I'm over any situation Ronnie's in because I feel like Ronnie just has eyes for everyone. That's just the honest truth. Now, moving on to nighttime, not much to discuss other than the fact that Harriet was obviously mocking Ronnie in the changing room to the girls and was like, yeah, like, he was just like, oh, here I go again in another triangle and da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, obviously, Teethfany ended up walking in and I don't want to say there was a whole palaver of that, but she almost was downloading annoying conversations, I'll say. And then she went into bed and was just like, Ronnie was just like, you know, how's everything? And she was just like, oh, nothing. They're just kind of like making fun of the situation in the changing room. And then, of course, Joey, by the way, I don't have a problem with Teethfany. I'm going to get into her later on, but I don't get wow factor from her. I just get teeth and bland and vibes. Okay, but I don't really see much of her personality. Yeah, that's just reality. Okay, now moving on to Joey now telling Grace. Joey and Grace were in bed and he was telling her that he's really happy that she's back in the villa and that they have a really good connection and they hope it's real and they hope everyone else in the villa can appreciate it and respect it and da-da-da-da-da. Once again, and I said this in yesterday's review as well, now that Joey and Grace have thankfully found each other and are probably going to get married tomorrow, I just don't know about their place in the villa anymore. Like, it's Love Island and you guys have clearly found love. Considering there's another, what, 4 or 5 weeks left, I'm not really sure where this storyline is going next. So that's just my idea and overall view when it comes to the whole Joey and Grace situation. But like I said, I think Grace seems like a sweet babe, so I'm not mad. Now, moving on to the following day, Ayo was bringing Mimii tea. I said, really? Interesting. I'm going to get into them shortly as well, don't you worry. And Uma was telling to the girls that she is going to take things slow with Will. Now, Joey was speaking to Ronnie, once again speaking about the entire situation, saying, you know, I just feel like I didn't really end the journey the way that I wanted to with her, and I just feel really bad, you know, at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I've got to do what's best for me. You know how Joey's like, I just got to do what's best for me, and she's got to do what's best for her, and I just hope it works out for her the same way it's worked out for me. Like, that's definitely the way. I'm so unserious, but that's definitely the way that Joey comes across. But obviously him and Ronnie were having a conversation and he was even saying to Ronnie like, Rob, I feel like I'm looking at a new Ronnie, like, you're completely smitten. And Ronnie was just like, yeah, like, who would have thought, like, you know, cheers to our new level, like, cheers to the next chapter. I was just thinking, keep talking, John. Okay. Now moving on to Teethfany, Nicole and Jess having a conversation, just speaking about everything that happened with Ronnie. And I didn't see a friendship forming there at all. I feel like that conversation even seemed a bit forced between the three of them. But Teethfany just let Nicole and Jess know about just the little smoochy smooch that, of course, you know, they had. So nothing too major. And was also just like, yeah, she doesn't feel like Harriet likes her. The second I came to this villa, I feel like she's just been a certain type of way. And then Jess and Nicole just like, yeah, that's understandable. Like, you know, but, you know, you're not going to be friends with everyone here anyway. So like, it's okay and everything. Now, Harriet now comes over for a girly chat. And I don't know why the Love Island babes always do this. They keep saying, should we have a girly chat? Should we have a catch up? When they know that the person you're going to catch... I think Grace done it to Samantha, or Samantha done it to Grace, one of the other, regarding Joey. And I was just thinking, like, what's a girly catch up when you've taken my man? Okay, what is a girly to catch up when you've taken the guy that I like? So of course Harriet now came over and she pretty much addressed the situation, and Harriet said pretty much to Tiffany's face, like, Teethfany's face, that you know, like, honestly, I think sometimes my face is just a certain type of way, but honestly, like, everything is fine and everything. I have already said this, that I do feel like Harriet has grown on me a lot more as the season has gone on. I do feel like she actually seems quite sweet, but clearly just seems to be misunderstood. And I feel like the way she acts makes me, it reminds me that she's actually quite young. Not crazy young, because I think Harriet is only 20, she's 22, 23, maybe 24 max. But yeah, the way she acts reminds me that she actually is quite young, especially when it comes to the whole Ronnie situation. But of course, just letting her know, like, you know, me and Ronnie, I never really had a chance to fully explore it and everything. And Harriet obviously asked her if they had kissed in bed, and, you know, Tiffany said no, they hadn't. And that wasn't a lie, because technically they hadn't kissed in bed, they kissed on the corridor. But she was just like, oh, because, you know, he told me that he's going to sleep on it, and I just want to, you know, make sure that he's not playing us both. And I think Harriet is also trying to form a friendship with Teethfany regarding the whole Ronnie situation, you know, almost just like, oh, I hope he doesn't tell you this, because guess what, he's telling me this. But Teethfany doesn't give me girls vibes to care. She can just be listening to the conversation, but I feel like she's just like, well, I'm in a couple with him, so we're going to do what we want to do. So I think Harriet should try and lay off trying to build that friendship vibe connection with her, because I don't feel like Teethfany is on the same level. Now, moving on to them getting a text that it was time for Mimii and Ayo's first date. And guys, firstly, I said wow. Secondly, because I think I mentioned this, and also no, secondly, I said wow again because I didn't know Mimii was in that villa. Why? Because the producers don't show us the babe. And also number three, I think because the producers have missed out so many scenes with Mimii and Ayo all together, we didn't even know they were at the level of doing up first date. So we will get into that shortly anyway, because you guys know they ended up going on a date on a boat. Maybe I'm just greedy, but I was like, where's the snacks? You just have us some water? Where are the snacks? Are you guys taking them to a restaurant after? Like, what exactly is it going to be? But anyway, they went on a really cute boat date. Mimii looked chef's kiss. Guys, one thing about Mimii has never had a bad wig day. She's been in that villa for 3 weeks and the wigs have been laid every single day. I love it for her. But they actually did look really good together. They were having conversations, guys. They were even speaking about church. They were speaking about church on Love Island. Oh, I have to stand. I have to stand, because what? Jesus is king all day, every day, period. I was just like, that's just really cute, because they were speaking about their church upbringing and things that their pastor said in certain services and things like that. And they were just really speaking about how much they were really enjoying each other's company and everything like that. So once again, I do wish the producers could show us more scenes of their situation developing further, because it would be nice to kind of understand how the dynamics have changed from when the whole situation happened initially. If you know, you know. But I was just, yeah, when they mentioned God, guys, I won't lie, I said, Mimii, you will always get my vote, babes. You will always get my vote. Now, moving on to back at the villa. So Teethfany and Ronnie were having a conversation, and of course she mentioned what Harriet had just told her in regards to Sean saying, him saying, oh, Sean's taking my girl. Right, so how that just comes across and just sounds a bit weird to her. But Ronnie was instantly just like, no, honestly, I'm going to concentrate just on you. Like, honestly, it's nothing to worry about, and I'm going to prove all of you wrong. And I was just thinking, why are you so concerned about proving other people wrong? You should be wanting to prove yourself wrong, or right? Like, what do you mean you're gonna fall in love with me and I'm gonna prove everyone wrong? I just thought, why is anyone taking this guy seriously? And once again, I don't actually feel like Teethfany cares. She doesn't really seem too bothered, and maybe they suit, because yeah. Okay, moving on next to Harriet and Nicole now having a conversation. So Nicole obviously told her about the kiss that Teethfany and Ronnie had in the corridor, and Harriet was just like, oh my gosh, like she didn't even tell me that. So Harriet now she went off to start crying. We'll get into that shortly anyway, but she went off to start crying, she was using a blow dryer for her eyelashes, which I've never seen before. I'm not an eyelash babe in terms of individuals. I like strips, but yeah, that was actually quite funny. But of course, her and Nicole and then Jess came together, asking her, you know, what exactly was wrong, and she just started crying over the whole situation again. Once again, I just don't know why anyone is taking Ronnie seriously, and I feel like Harriet by now should have read the room. Even if Ronnie is telling you certain things, his actions are completely different. So do not listen to what someone says, watch what they do, and you will get your answer in return. Now, we also know as well that Teethfany and Sean were having so this happened prior, then she started to cry. Sorry, I jumped my notes, my bad. So Teethfany and Sean were having a conversation. She was giving them a massage, and then Harriet came in and was just like, Sean, can you like give him some air? So now she was just like, the second she sat down, she literally just said, why didn't you tell me, like, or why didn't you tell me about the kiss with what's it called? With Ronnie, like, why didn't you tell me about it? And instantly I was just like, okay, Harriet is low-key moving a bit unstable, if I'll be honest with you. Very unstable, if I'm going to be very honest. Because the way she was coming out, why didn't you tell me? Well, if it was me, I would have told you. Like, I actually would have told you, but you didn't feel the need to tell me. Like, why? And Teethfany was just like, honestly, it was just a smooch. Like, it wasn't even anything serious or anything like that. And it was just very interesting because when Sis kissed, didn't she kiss Kieran? Did Harriet kiss Kieran and she didn't tell Nicole? Or something happened, Sha, where she didn't tell someone else. So it's very interesting that now it's given amnesia because she seems to have forgotten. And then after that is when she went to go and cry in the change room. So like I said, everything I said still stands. Ronnie doesn't deserve, no one deserves to be crying over Ronnie, number one. And two, I need Harriet to stand up very quickly. I don't want her to end up like another Samantha by putting all her eggs in one very unnecessary basket. So I do hope that she's able to hold on to till Casa Amor, which I think is taking place next week or possibly the week after, but she just needs to hold on so that she can see fresh meat and also see new guys, because Ronnie is not no one should be taking that guy seriously. Now, anything else in the meantime? Oh guys, I keep jumping my notes. Prior to her crying again, Ronnie actually came to Paula for a chat to let her know that he's 100% going for Teethfany and that he wants to definitely pursue things along with her. And that's when she started crying. Sorry, I'm really jumping my notes. Now, of course, Mimii and Ayo came back from the date, just into the girls and just into the boys about it. Ayo was saying that it was the best date that he's been on. Like, guys, I was actually driving the boat, okay? And Ayo was just speaking about how, no, honestly, like, she's a good girl. I'm loving how things are going with her. You know, I just want to take care of her and things like that. He even told her on the date, like, oh, my mom will love you. Not saying that that's a lie, because I think anyone's mom will love Mimii because she just seems like an absolute sweetheart. But when guys say that as well, you have to... Some guys have said that in the past and they haven't meant it. Not to me, but to some people. And that's not okay. Now, moving on to them, of course, getting a text that a girl and a new guy was going to be entering the villa. So we were introduced to 2 new bombshells. But, plot twist, all right? The bombshells were actually given the opportunity to pick 3 people that they wanted to serve them dinner for starter, main, and dessert that evening. So they found out. By the way, it's even good that I am just not on this show, because you know me, I will cook you ayamashi. Okay? I'm so unserious, but no, honestly, if they told me, all right, Sarah, so-and-so's picked you for main, yeah, we're eating ayamashi, babes. We're actually eating ayamashi. Anyway, cool. So Matilda ended up choosing Omar for her starter, Sean for her main. I went like, everyone was so happy when they were like, Sean. Everyone's like, yay. Sean was even just like, ooh. Like I did say, I really love Sean. I think he's a really sweet guy. I think he's just a bit too sweet for the people in the villa. So that was quite cute. And then for dessert, she ended up choosing Will. And then for the girls, Konnor ended up choosing Grace for his starter, Nicole for the main. And what was so funny is even whilst the girls were having a conversation, Nicole was just like, oh, honestly, like main's the worst one. I think if anything, main is, and then she was the one that got called. And then for dessert, he chose Mimii, and Ayo did not look happy. And I just thought, hold on. Not only the babe that just came back from a date, but he actually chose 3 people who low-key come across as being quite solid in their couples as well. So I was like, all right, I'm here for the little drama. So we were introduced to Matilda and Konnor. So Matilda is 24. She's a recruitment consultant from Beckenham. And Konnor, with a K, okay, now with a C, kind of with a K, is 28. He is a barber and he is from Cornwall. And I went, I saw the dreads. I said, okay. I think Connor's cute. I think Konnor is cute. Some people on Twitter were just like, I was like, no, like, I think Konnor is who Omar thinks he is. I'm not sure, but I think that I don't see Omar finding anyone in the villa at the moment, and now that Konnor is there, I think that's definitely going to put a spanner in the works. So of course they entered the villa, and then Matilda was, you know, saying hi everyone, you know, hey, how you doing and everything, and then instantly she looked up and she was like, Ronnie boy, and I was just like, oh my gosh, because even Ronnie looked confused. Ronnie was just like, oh, and even Harriet was just like rolling her eyes, just looking up and down, you know, screwing and all of that. And then it dawned on him that he actually does know the babe, and the girl allegedly went out with his pal. So maybe it's his friend's ex or bestie's ex or something like that. So that'd be quite interesting. To be honest, I don't see Ronnie going after his friend's ex-girlfriend. So I don't think Harriet or Teethfany should be worried about that. But we'll see how it goes. And of course, you guys know as well, what happened again? Oh yeah, at the end, we'll give you the opportunity to vote for our favourite couple. Who knows why? I do think there is going to be a dumping soon, because I do think Casa Amor is kicking off next week. So they are going to just maybe get rid of someone random, who knows. But they asked us to vote for our favourite couple, and I, of course, voted for Mimii and Ayo. Mimi's always going to get my vote. And also, I don't see anyone else in the villa that I would give my vote to. So that's just me. But let me know down below if you also voted for them, or also if you voted for somebody else. Other than that, I guess an okay-ish episode. I guess, yeah, it was okay, you know. Now that the whole Joey, Grace and Samantha storyline is over, I'm just intrigued to see what's really going to be next. So let's hope that Konnor and Matilda are also able to give us some incredible scenes so that we can continue doing these reviews. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know what you guys actually thought of today's episode down below as well. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family, and also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your love and for your support. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.